So we have this data frame we just were able to clean up, and we see different types of attributes, and we can also call them variables, right? Because what is bank? So this, by the way, is a bank marketing database, okay, or data set, okay. What this is trying to do is it is trying to sort of decide that based on all these factors, is it a good idea to pitch to this customer, or is this customer likely to buy this product, whatever this product they're pitching, right? So there are some demographic characteristics, for example, whether that person is married, that customer. So every line item is a customer, and whether that person is married, what kind of educational level does he have, what kind of job does he work at, whether he has ever defaulted previously or not, does he own a home or not, does he have an outstanding loan, what kind of contact when they actually call, how do they call, and so, right? So these are some of these factors which eventually the banks can crunch some numbers and try to sort of decide whether a customer will, a prospective customer will become a customer or not. Okay, so and this is what you would typically do when you are trying to build some kind of a model based on data you have collected before, and it's a, which set of customers became a customer, which set of prospective customers became a customer, which set didn't, and why didn't they? Okay, and what factors drove them not to become customers, and how can we improve on those factors so that they eventually become our customers, right? So that's the whole game. Basically, all we are trying to do using data in a business setting is how do we make things better, how do we make more money, and how can we acquire more market share, and so, right? So if you look at going back to this variable type, so typically you will see that there are two broad categories of variables you will deal with. One is categorical, which is more qualitative in nature, and then numerical, of course. Okay, so age, of course, is numerical. Okay, job is categorical, marital status is categorical, and so. Balance is numerical. So anything which is number is numerical, and anything which is a non-number, non-numeric is categorical. In categorical, you have two different types. One is nominal and ordinal. Okay, nominal is where you can sort of think of, like, it doesn't have any order. Okay, so for example, if I were to rate married, if I were to line up, say, okay, the best way to think about it is review scoring. Okay, when you look at a Yelp review, for example, right, you know that a 5-star review is better than a 4-star review, and a 4-star is better than a 3-star, and so, right? So that is a particular order. Okay, though that review method, okay, it could be good, better, best. Okay, though that is a categorical type of variable, you can sort of apply an order to it. Okay, so male, female, for example, gender is not an ordinal variable, right? We don't say that male comes before female or female comes before male, and so, right? Same thing, being married versus single is not an ordinal variable, right? But for example, a review scoring, as we just talked about, definitely is an ordinal variable. So you can sort of assign that. You can also think, you can sort of think about a review score as if level 1 is below level 5, and so. Educational level is you can think of that as an ordinal variables. For example, if you have income versus educational level, you would expect the more educated you are, the higher the income you will make in a given year, right? And of course, you have the other categories of variables which are numerical. You have discrete and continuous, and they're pretty self-explanatory. Continuous says it can take anywhere, any number, or discrete are basically whole numbers. Okay. And I think we talked about this difference between nominal and ordinal, and here we are talking about a nominal variable. As we just talked about, we don't expect a male to make more income than females. Okay, so there should not be any reason why the income level should be different. Okay, and we cannot conceptually think about why that would be the case. Okay, so that would be something like a uh, uh, nominal variable, as opposed to educational level, which we just talked about. We expect them to have a certain amount of order, right? So high school graduate will not be able to make as much money as, say, a PhD, as someone with a PhD, and so on and so on. So that's a bit on the type of variables you will typically encounter with a lot of the data analysis work you're going to do in your work, in your life, wherever you are. Okay.